I've spent more nights than I can count going over old case files, the kind that never quite close no matter what the official stamp says. This one comes from Blackthorn, Pennsylvania, back in the winter of 2007, a dying mill town where the snow falls heavy and the roads turn to black ice after dark. 4 pizza delivery drivers vanished after taking late-night runs to the same address, 1472 Hollow Road. Routine orders, same large pepperoni, extra cheese, paid in advance. What they found when they got there, well, that's what still sits with me. The first report came in as a missing person call from the manager at Blackthorn Pizza. The dispatch audio is still preserved. You can hear the hesitation in the manager's voice, like he already knew something was wrong but couldn't put it into words. "Dispatch, this is Mike from the shop on Route 17. Jake Harlan left for a delivery 2 hours ago. He's not back. No call, nothing. The address was 1472 Hollow Road." Yeah, that one. Jake Harlan was 26. Good kid, reliable. Worked the late shift because it paid a little extra. That night, the snow was coming down steady, the kind that muffles everything. His car was found the next morning. I've reviewed the photographs from that first scene more times than I care to remember. The house at the end of Hollow Road looked ordinary enough in the daylight. A 2-story frame home with peeling white paint, dark windows, sitting alone at the end of a long gravel drive surrounded by dense woods. No lights, no tire tracks leading away. Just Jake's blue compact parked neatly in front of the porch, engine cold, keys still in the ignition. The delivery bag was inside the front hallway, still warm, the pizza untouched. The house itself had no power, hadn't for years according to county records, yet the air near the doorway carried the faint smell of melted cheese and pepperoni. Frost had formed unnatural patterns on the inside of the windows, delicate spirals that looked almost like handwriting. The floors were dusty, but there were fresh footprints in the hallway that stopped halfway across the room. No exit prints, just stopped. Upstairs, the rooms were empty, unfurnished, the walls stained by old water damage. But investigators noted the temperature in the master bedroom was several degrees warmer than the rest of the house. And in the silence, some swore they heard the faintest creak of floorboards overhead, as if someone was shifting their weight to listen. Jake was the first. He wouldn't be the last. The town of Blackthorn had been shrinking for decades. Old mills closed, young people left. Those who stayed kept to themselves, especially after dark. Hollow Road was already avoided. Locals said the house had been empty since the 1980s, no owner on record. Yet the pizza orders kept coming through the system. Same order, same time window, credit card details that never traced back to a real person. Marcus Reed was the second driver, 29 years old. He'd heard about Jake, everyone had, but the order popped up just after 11 on a Thursday night, and the tips were good. Marcus was a practical man. He grabbed the bag, climbed into his sedan, and headed out. I've listened to the voice memo he left on his phone. It starts normal enough. You can hear the wipers slapping snow off the windshield, the low hum of the heater. Heading down Hollow Road now. Snow's getting heavier. House should be right at the end. Lights are off, as usual. Pulling up. There's a pause. The sound of the car door opening, the crunch of his boots in the snow. Then Marcus's voice again, but not from the phone. It comes from inside the house, calm and friendly, carrying through the cracked front door. "Hey, Marcus, come on in. It's cold out there." The recording catches his hesitation. What the hell? The other voice, his own voice, chuckles softly. "Pizza smells good. Bring it inside. We'll settle up." Marcus's footsteps move forward. The door creaks wider. Warm air spills out into the freezing night, visible as faint steam in the glow of his taillights. The recording continues for another minute. Muffled conversation. Marcus asking questions that grow shorter, tighter. Then his own voice answers with details about his life. Things he'd never told anyone at the shop. A regret about his brother. A fear he carried about the dark.
The words are exact, personal, patient. The memo cuts off mid-sentence. When police arrived the following morning, the scene was almost identical. Marcus's car parked perfectly. Delivery bag in the hallway. Pizza still warm. No footprints leaving. The house cold and empty, except for that one upstairs room where the air felt lived in. A single chair had been pulled into the center of the living room, facing the staircase. On the dusty floor nearby lay Marcus's phone. Battery dead. Property records turned up nothing. The house had been in tax foreclosure limbo for years. Neighbors interviewed by investigators gave the same story. They avoided Hollow Road. Some claimed they'd seen lights in the windows at night, moving slowly from room to room. Others said they'd heard voices carrying on the wind. Quiet conversations that sounded like people they knew. The dread built slowly, the way winter cold seeps into your bones. Officers began checking the pizza shop's system. The orders were real, payment processed. But the card belonged to a man who died in 1994. Kevin Park took the third delivery. He was 24, newer to the job, but he'd seen the news. The manager tried to refuse the order. The system wouldn't let him. Kevin shrugged, said he needed the money, and drove out anyway. His dashcam caught most of what happened. The footage is grainy, the night thick with falling snow. Red taillights reflect off the white drifts as he approaches the end of the gravel lane. The house sits dark at the end, porch sagging slightly. Kevin grabs the pizza bag, his breath visible in the cold. He walks up the steps. Snow crunches under his boots. Then he stops. From inside, his own voice calls out clearly. "Kevin? That you? Door's open. Come on in, it's warm." The dashcam shows him turning his head, looking around. No one visible. He hesitates, then steps forward. The front door swings inward on its own, slow and steady. Warm yellow light spills out for just a moment. Soft, inviting. Before the camera angle shifts, Kevin steps across the threshold. The door closes behind him with a quiet click. The taillights stay on, glowing blood red against the snow. The camera keeps rolling for another 12 minutes, recording nothing but the empty porch, the falling flakes, and the absolute silence that follows. No scream, no struggle, just the wind moving through the pines and the occasional creak of the old house settling. When investigators arrived, they found the same pattern. Kevin's car, the delivery bag, warm air near the entrance. Inside, the kitchen showed fresh signs of use, faint condensation on the counter, as if someone had been standing there moments before. On the table lay Kevin's wallet, neatly placed beside 3 slices of pepperoni pizza, arranged in a careful triangle. By now, the department was taking it seriously. They staked out Hollow Road for 2 nights. Nothing. No cars, no orders. Then, on the 3rd night, the system pinged again. Same address, same order. Tom Whitaker was the veteran, 41 years old. He'd been driving for the shop for 15 years, knew every back road in the county.
When the order came in, he told the manager he was handling it personally. He left a voicemail for his wife before he left the shop. I've heard it. His voice is steady, but there's something underneath. The weariness of a man who's made up his mind. Honey, it's me. Taking one more run out to Hollow Road. Something's not right about these calls. I'm going to see what's there. Love you. Be home soon.
Tom arrived just after midnight. The snow had turned into a full blizzard. His truck's headlights cut narrow tunnels through the whiteout. He left the engine running, a precaution. Police later recovered his dash cam and body camera footage. He'd started recording the moment he turned onto the gravel lane. The house waited at the end of the road, windows black. Tom approached the porch carrying the pizza bag. Snow clung to his jacket. He knocked once. His own voice answered from inside. "Tom, good to see you made it. Come in. The others are waiting." Tom's response is, "Who's there?" "Show yourself." A low, warm and knowing. "You already know. We've been talking for years, haven't we? All those long drives alone, all those things you never told anyone." Tom steps inside. The footage shows the front door closing behind him. Warm air rushes past the camera. For several minutes, the recording captures a conversation. Tom asking questions, his own voice answering with intimate details from his life. Childhood memories from the mills, quiet regrets about his marriage, fears about growing old alone. The voices overlap at times, almost friendly, like old friends catching up. Then the tone shifts. Tom's voice, the real one, grows, "What do you want?" The answer is, "Just to deliver. Same as you." The body camera goes dark shortly after, but not before catching a brief glimpse down the hallway. 4 figures standing in the kitchen, silhouetted against faint light. They look like men in delivery uniforms. Then the light fades. When the search team arrived during the height of the blizzard the next morning, the house fought them every step. Doors stuck. Floors creaked in patterns that sounded almost like breathing. Blood-red winter light filtered through cracks in the boarded windows, painting the empty rooms in long, distorted shadows. The air upstairs was warm. Beds in 2 of the rooms looked recently slept in, sheets still holding faint body heat. In the kitchen, 4 slices of pepperoni pizza sat carefully arranged on the counter, 1 for each driver. Beside them lay their personal items, keys, wallets, phones, all neatly lined up. No blood, no signs of struggle, just the overwhelming sense that the house was listening. One officer reported hearing faint in his own voice, coming from the heating vents as they cleared the rooms. The whispers predicted small things: a flat tire on the way back to the station, a minor argument with his wife that evening. Both came true. The search yielded nothing else. The drivers were gone. Their cars remained. The pizzas stayed warm far longer than they should have in an unheated house. The case was investigated thoroughly. GPS data from the vehicles showed clean routes. No deviations. Dispatch logs confirmed the orders. Voice analysis on the recordings matched the drivers exactly. Property records stayed blank. The house had no legal owner, yet it kept accepting deliveries in the system for months afterward. New drivers in neighboring towns reported similar phantom orders years later. Same address, same pizza, same quiet road at the edge of the woods. Officially, the file closed as 4 missing persons cases. No bodies recovered, no answers. But the house still stands at 1472 Hollow Road. Paint peeling a little more each winter. Windows dark. Locals drive past without slowing down. Every so often, a new report surfaces. A driver in another county who took a strange late-night order and never came back. The pattern repeats. I keep one piece of evidence in my desk. A digital file recovered from an abandoned phone found on a similar road 2 years ago. I played it once, late at night when the office was empty. The voice on it is measured, a little weary. It sounds exactly like mine. It describes a quiet drive on a snowy road, headlights cutting through the dark, a house waiting at the end of a lane, and then, it tells me what happens after the door closes. I turned it off before it finished. Some calls you answer, some houses you step into, and some deliveries are the last ones you ever make.